MMA is one of the best sports in the world. If you've watched a Charles Oliveira fight, you know how fun MMA is to watch. But it's even better to train. Not only is it great exercise, but you're developing a skill in the process. So you're hitting two birds with one stone. If you're like me, you're super competitive, you want to be the best at everything you do. For MMA, it means being the best fighter you can possibly be. One of the most important aspects of martial arts is technique, but an often overlooked aspect of martial arts is athleticism. Kamaru Usman is the perfect example of this. He doesn't know how to block a kick, can barely hold Leon Edwards down, and has the sloppiest striking I've ever seen. Yet he's one of the best welterweights of all time. And this is due to his crazy athleticism, whether he's on steroids or not, and by the way, I think he is. So the best way to be the best martial artist you can possibly be is to combine technique and athleticism. As a martial artist with a striking background, I know how important speed and power is for striking. Developing your speed and power will allow you to land more strikes and cause more damage. But there aren't very many good videos online on how to develop this. Because I'm here to make fitness great again, I'm going to teach you how to develop more powerful and faster punches. You might be thinking, why should I listen to this guy? He's not even an MMA or a boxing coach. While this may be true, I have many years of martial arts experience and I'm actually overqualified to teach you about the human body and performance. So that's why I'm the perfect guy to teach you about this, because I have a combination of education as well as experience. So now let's actually get into how to develop more powerful and faster punches. And in order to do this, we need to do upper body plyometrics. Plyometrics are activities that enable a muscle to reach maximal force in the shortest amount of time, which completely makes sense because speed is essentially how fast I can get my hand from here to there. This is why heavy strength training doesn't replicate to power, because strength is maximal force output and has nothing to do with speed, while power is generating the maximal amount of force in the shortest period of time. A great example of the difference is a bench press and a lying med ball chest pass. As you see with a bench press, there's a lot of weight on the bar, but it's not moving very fast. With a bench press, you have to stop at the very top, which doesn't allow you to generate the most power. But with a chest pass, you can push force through an object, which allows you to generate the most force you can. This is why the exercise I'll show you uses a medicine ball. There are two different exercises that fitness influencers push out to increase your power, but they actually don't increase your power. One is shadow boxing with dumbbells. Even if you shadow box with lots of speed, you're not developing power. This is because the dumbbells are acting down on your arms and you're not developing power horizontally. That's why this exercise is better for shoulder endurance, not punching power. Another is using a resistance band. While you can develop power with this exercise if done quickly, you're not generating force through an object, so using a medicine ball is much better. A better example of the difference is doing a barbell squat fast versus jumping. With a barbell squat, you have to stop at the very top, but when you're jumping, you don't have to stop. You just jump as high as you can go. And the same principle applies here. This is why all the exercises I give you will incorporate a medicine ball. For those of you guys who don't have a medicine ball, I'll leave a link in the description to a medicine ball that I purchased. Because they're not that heavy, they're pretty cheap, and you can use them at home. In this video, I'm going to show you how to develop power in your jab, your cross, your hook, and your rear hook. If you want to develop more power in other punches like your uppercuts, use the same principles I apply here. Before I show you guys each exercise, I'm going to show you how to perform each rep, because power training is different from strength training. With power training, don't be so concerned with how much weight you use. A 10 to 16 pound medicine ball will be enough. This is because we're focusing more on how fast our reps are, not how much weight we're moving. So for each exercise, think about throwing the ball as hard and as fast as possible. Short bursts of energy like this require your phosphocreatine system. So if you want maximal performance with these exercises, make sure you're supplementing with creatine. If you're looking for some creatine, check out my sponsor, Man Sports. They just restocked on their creatine and they have other great supplements like protein powder and pre-workout. And if you use code Martin, you get a crazy discount at checkout. Now on to the exercises. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a big believer in task-specific, or in this case, sport-specific training. So each exercise I show you is made to replicate each punch that I mentioned. So to start off, here's the jab exercise. The jab is my favorite punch, so this is the one I kind of spam, but prioritize the punches that you use the most. For this exercise, you'll see that I'm in a fighting stance because, like I mentioned, sport-specific training. For the jab and for all the other exercises I performed, I'm focusing on generating as much power as I can. I like to retract my arm back after each rep because it replicates what I do in a fight. I'm never gonna fight and leave my arm out like that and be exposed. I'm gonna be bringing it back, which is why I do that. The next one is the cross. Again, I'm in my fight stance and I'm replicating a cross. Again, focus on generating as much power as you can, aka throw it as hard and as fast as possible. Next is the hook. The first thing you might be wondering with the hook is, why am I throwing it to the side? Think about it. When I'm throwing a hook, I'm not generating power in front of me. I'm actually throwing to the side. So that's why for this exercise, I'm throwing to the side, not out in front of me. And the last punch is the rear hook or the overhand. I feel like it kind of replicates an overhand, so you can kind of use it for both. Again, for this one, you might be wondering, why am I throwing it behind my back? Again, when I'm throwing a rear hook, I'm throwing it out to this left side here. I'm not throwing it in front of me. I'm not punching in front of me. I'm again trying to generate generate as much power to this side as I can. So that's why I'm throwing the weight to the side. For each exercise, make sure that you're using the mechanics of an actual punch. For example, for my jab, I'm focusing on driving through my legs. I'm not just thinking throwing my arms out. I'm using my whole entire chain. A combination of great technique and great power will lead to more powerful and faster punches. For each rep, make sure you're resting about 5 to 10 seconds in between. And each set should be followed by a 2 to 5 minute rest. This will allow you to completely recover from the previous set, so you're able to generate as much power as you can for each set. The optimal rep range for power training is about 2 to 5 reps. So to summarize the dosage, make sure you're resting about 5 to 10 seconds in between each rep, about 2 to 5 minutes in between each set, and doing about 2 to 5 reps. And just like any method of training, recovery is key, so don't perform this every day. At least rest 48 hours in between each session. As I mentioned earlier, I'm really working on my jab. So here's the sample workout I've been doing to increase the power and speed of my jab. Because weightlifting is my goal, I have lower volume, and I'm doing this before my weightlifting sessions. This is because plyometric training is heavily impacted by fatigue, but it won't impact your workout very much. So if you're like me and you're prioritizing weightlifting, but also want to do some power training, make sure you do the power training before your workout. But if you want a full plyometric workout to get the most results, it'll be in mine and my brother's athletic bodybuilding community. Not only do we get the full power training program with progressions to make sure that you're improving, but you get a free push-pull leg split as well. And with a full membership, you get access to a bunch of crazy benefits, like Q&As with me and my brother Mario, as well as a nutrition guide and much more. I'll leave a link in the description. My final tip is to make sure you're lifting weights with power training. This is because with more muscle, you have greater potential for power. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like the video and subscribe. And let me know what videos you want to see next.